right, so what are we making today? What's on the menu?
Okay, so what I am making, and maybe you can guess from these ingredients, I'm gonna make Nona's classic Italian sausage and peppers.
My favorite.
Your favorite, all right. So first what I'm gonna do is over here on the stove, what we wanna do first is you wanna get whatever you're using. You want rice or pasta. I'm gonna do one of each. So I'm gonna get those going, and then we're gonna get the sausage going.
Gonna get the sausage going?
Yeah. So anyways, first...
Is it hot or spicy? Spicy or mild?
I never do spicy
Okay.
because we know why.
Yeah.
I would do spicy though. That would be so good. I would do a mix of spicy, and I would do a mix of this is mild. So mild and spicy is what I would do. But if you're not into spicy, we're gonna do all mild. So I'm gonna get my burner going. This one's for my sausage. For sausage, I just boil the links until they're done. And then when I put them in the pan to cook them, that's when I caramelize them and brown them up. But first, for me, it's easier just to boil them. That's what I was taught. That way it's not splashing grease all over the place. So I'm just gonna boil the sausage. So I got that water's going. Then I'm gonna get my rice water going. If I know which one. And that's gonna be my rice. This is gonna be my pasta. And for pasta, I got the Pini organic pasta made in Italy from Trader Joe's. And then this one is just whatever kind of long grain rice, whatever you like. This one I got, it's an organic some kind of Texas mix. But it's just long grain rice. So I'm using that, which I already have measured out over here because I measured it out and I rinsed it because apparently you're supposed to do that. I didn't know. So rinse your rice. And while those waters are getting ready to boil, I'm going to get the sausage going. So this one's from Costco. I started to open it already. So this one's Costco. We're going to go ahead and put that in the water. So my water is starting to boil, so I am going to put in this sausage. And this is how your mom taught me to do it. Just boil it. I was like, really? I always used to do it such a harder way, where it used to splash all over the place.
What way is that?
You know, you just fry it in a skillet, and you just wait for it to heat through like you would breakfast sausage. And your mom's like, no, don't do that. She's like, that just splashes all over. She said, you can boil it, and then we're going to cut it up, and then you can caramelize it in the skillet. So that way it's not... I think I'll do one more. What do you think? We like lots of sausage, right? You think it's too much? One more?
There we go. There's no such thing as too much sausage.
And the rest of this I'm going to store away for something else. Over here I got pasta going. This is the pasta. And here I have my rice going. Ah, looks good. All right. You're not supposed to open the lid. It's a sin. I don't have a rice cooker. I do it all on the stove. Some people like rice cookers, but this works fine. But one thing about this doing on the stove, it says to cook for 15 minutes. Mine always cooks way faster. Anyway, so I'm going to watch this for a little bit, and then we're going to come over here and we're going to cut up some peppers. All right, so now we're going to chop up some peppers, and this is the way, I'm going to move these so you can see. This is the way I was taught to cut up my peppers. I used to do it like this, and I don't know why, but obviously, ta-da, that's a much easier way. Whoops. Then, so I have a compost, so I save some of that. And you just chop this. And also, this is another way that your mom showed me how to chop up a bell pepper in a much easier way. And I don't know why all my life I did it in a hard way. You want to see the way I used to do it?
Yeah.
So I would chop off the top, and it would look like that. Then I would try to chop down, and I would be like trying to do this, and then I would chop it kind of like that. Kind of like I'm doing now, except for your mom goes, why do you do that? Just take the bottom off. It's much easier. I said, oh. And then you're supposed to just go around it like this and just take it off. I don't know. It's much easier actually. So you're just going to slice these up into strips. Put them in a bowl. If you don't have all the colors, it doesn't matter. I enjoy all the colors because I think it's really pretty to see them in the dish. But sometimes you're just using what you got. One thing about this recipe, it's more of an eyeball kind of recipe. So let's see, I did 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm doing 4. I might do 5. I have a couple here. So let's see, I'll tell you. I usually just eyeball it. This is a very interesting recipe because it's very versatile. You can kind of make it your own and add what you like. And it's really cool. And it still tastes so good. And it's just so simple. I get all my colors in first, and then I decide what colors I want to add more of. That's done. I'm just going to turn it off and I let it sit. Leave it alone for a little bit. This is almost done. Our sausage is looking good. All right, go back to chopping. Oh, let me check on my stuff over here. I bet this one's done. I need to strain it. Let me check it. Let me check. This is how I check. Done. Al dente. So you want to rinse this with some cold water because you want to stop the cooking process. Otherwise they'll get all mushy. And we don't want mushy noodles. But because we're not going to eat them right away, we want to put cold water on them. Stop them from cooking. I put cold water in my pot so it cool off. So now we can just put these aside. Actually, I'm going to move it here because I need room for my big pot. This is done now. So we're going to move it along. We're going to get this ready. Put this over here. I wonder if Nona had a big stove top like this. All right, so in the early 1900s, John's Nona immigrated to New York, her and her family. She immigrated to New York, and in New York, she lived in Queens. I guess Queens is a very Italian area. That's where John's dad grew up, in Queens, New York, where they make the best pizza I've ever had in my life. Do you remember that pizza?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the best pizza. I think, see, this is 4. I would say, wouldn't this look nice with some more green? Because it's all colorful. Let's throw some more green. So I'm going to do my green one. Uh-oh. It's splashing. So, oh, here. I have a thermometer. This is my new invention. Instead of doing it the way the old timers did it, I like to do it like this. So, let's see. All right, so I got my thermometer on. I love this thing, Thermopop. I love it. So you have to be careful. Sometimes it squirts out. So I'm gonna put this. Oh, it's definitely done. You see that? It's definitely done. So I'm gonna get a plate.
Oh, what does it have to get up to?
160 to be fully cooked. You know, so it doesn't have any pork that's gonna be bad or mess with. What is it? What is it? When undercooked. It's not going to be undercooked, so it's got to be to 160. Okay, so you want to take these out of the hot water because we want them to cool because we're going to have to cut them up. We don't want them too hot. They can be very hot. This is a really nice way to cook it. See, it looks terrible, right? It doesn't look pretty, but they're cooked and you know they're cooked. Sometimes when you're frying them on a pan, it could take forever. They'll be oil all over the place. And then you cut it open, it's not even fully done. And this keeps it from drying out as well. But we will caramelize it when we chop it up and put it in the pan. So Nona is in Queens area in New York. And while she's there, she has her own little family and she has children, and she teaches them all the things that she learned while she was in Italy. And I don't know if she taught them all of everything, but she taught them some of these dishes, which is really cool because now we, later on in these generations, we get to learn how to do these things, these little simple dishes that come from Italy. So now fast forward to the late 1970s. In late 1970s, that is when my mother-in-law meets my father-in-law, and they get married. And my father-in-law is the son of Nona. In the early 1980s, Nona comes to live with my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. And she still loves to cook. And so she teaches her daughter-in-law how to do some of these recipes, which is really cool because I never actually lived with my mother-in-law, but the cool thing is when I would go visit at her house, she would teach me some of these really cool recipes. And that's how I learned them. John grew up eating these. And now the cool thing is I get to share this with all of you. And I'm happy to share it because it is so good, so delicious, so simple, and it's just a wonderful recipe. I want to do the whole onion. Usually you want to find a nice big one. If you can't find a big one, get 2 small ones. And yes, I'm being wasteful. My grandpa used to yell at me. Melissa, why are you throwing those away? Those are good. You can put those in your broth. So every time I do that, I think of him yelling at me. And I cut it up on a different board because I know that you can clean your board really well. But when I cut my bread or something on this board, I don't want it to taste like onion. So I'm just going to do long strips too. This is real easy. It's very, very rustic. Nothing too fancy. It's making me cry. It's so strong. Actually, it's not too bad. It's not as strong as some of the ones I've had, which I think the older they get, the stronger I don't know. What's that? What is it that makes your eyes water? Do you know? No. There's like a chemical in the onion. All right, see, these are nice. They're not too hot. I can chop them up without burning my hands off. You just chop these all up, put them in your bowl. Oh, they smell good, and I'm so hungry right now. They smell delicious. They're still a little hot. You can smell the fennel. You can smell the seasonings in it. It smells great. When my kids were little, I used to take the skin off so they wouldn't choke on it. And I'd cut it up all tiny for them. But now, they're all grown. Time does go fast, huh?
Thank God.
So I'm going to get my pot nice and hot. I'm going to add some olive oil to it. I like a lot. Because this pan needs a lot. I'm going to start cooking the peppers first. And then I'm going to cook the onions, because the onions cook way faster than the peppers. So you want to cook those separately. So we're going to start with the peppers because those take the longest to cook. But we got to wait for our pan to get nice and hot. It's ready. Beautiful, isn't it? We let it get nice and caramelized. Leave it alone. All right, this is another thing that was taught to me. These are just whole peeled tomatoes from Italy. I already cleaned the top. You got to clean the tops. Remember that. Beautiful. You got to put them in a bowl. We're going to scrape all that out in a little bit. With your clean hands, we're going to crush these. We're going to make our own. You have to be careful though, because they'll come spraying out everywhere. And this is what your grandma used to do. Sometimes this is good to do this because sometimes you get like the top, like this one's not bad, but sometimes you get the tops, they still have like skin on it and you can clean it up. But this is a good one. This is a nice one. It doesn't have any hard, oh here, no. But this is a good can. Oh see, like I throw these out. So those are hard to chew, like the core. But sometimes they leave the skin on, and I don't like it. I have this because I like to add it to make it more tomatoey. So I just, first when we put this in, we're gonna put this in first, and then if we want it more tomatoey, we're gonna add some of this. So you see how these look right now? They're sort of caramelizing, they're starting to soften up a little. About this time is when I add the onions to it. Let me grab these. Just break them up. Take this out. Add a little more of this. I'm going to add this. You ready to add this? What do you think? I already told them when we were over there, remember? Okay. Right now is where we see if it has enough sauce for us. I'm going to turn it down a little. Definitely not, I can tell. It's going to need more. But we're going to mix this first. Ah! That's terrible. This is just adding to your liking, whatever you like. We like ours very tomatoey. What do you think? You want more? You like more tomato? Might as well. It's not gonna hurt it. Might as well just use the whole can. You can also use a bigger pot. A wok does good too. This will be really good on the pasta and the rice with all that tomato in it. And I usually don't salt it because usually the The sausage has enough salt in it, but you can also salt and pepper it when you put it on your plate. Now, we'll just let it heat up a little bit, and then it'll be ready. All right, let's eat.
Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Looks delicious.
Extra tomato.
How much do you want?
Serve it up. I'll let you know. Give me some of the. Give me a scoop. A little more. I want some more tomato-y stuff. Well, tomato with some like. Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Mm. Could add Parmesan cheese to it if you want. I'm too hungry to go get it. So you could do the pasta and you do rice.
I like rice.
I like the pasta. I like rice too.
Bubbly?
Okay. Or some bubbly.
Non-alcoholic. Thanks to Trader Joe's.
Well, they supply it. Where is this one from? It's French. Okay. Don't hit anything.
Woo!
Ay, ay, ay. Raise it. That's beautiful. Oh, it's so pretty. Cheers. Cheers.
Good job.
Cheers. You're supposed to drink to that. I like the sparkly one. All right, let's try this. Let's hope it's just like Nona's. Let's see. I do a little more tomatoey than Nona.
I like tomato. Peppers have just the right amount of bite. You know, not too soft, not too hard, not too crunchy. Just a nice bite. A lot of tomato.
It's so flavorful, isn't it?
I think sausage.
It's those San Marzano tomatoes. Those are so good. And I didn't add any extra salt or pepper or seasonings.
I don't need it.
And it's good. I mean, maybe a little Parmesan on the top. But would you like a piece of bread? We're too hungry to care. Get the Parmesan out.
That's a good one.
It's simple. It's timeless. And you could serve this as a dinner party. It's kind of elegant if you wanted it to be. It can be elegant. It can be whatever you want. And it's pretty inexpensive and it's delicious, right?
Bell peppers, onions, olive oil. It's awesome.
It's simple. I would serve this to guests, right? You get like a whole bunch, and you could serve it to, I think, make everybody happy. Either pasta or rice. It'd be a nice dinner party, right? I can see why they serve this at lots of gatherings. It was very easy and delicious. So good.
Thanks, Nona. So what do you give it?
Of course, I give it a 10. I love
Yeah, me too. I like it. 10. You're just right. Just the right amount of tomatoes and bell pepper.
If you love tomatoey stuff, pasta, rice, Italian, this is awesome. All right? So fancy tasting to me. You've got to use the San Marzano tomatoes. That gives it the flavor. Don't skimp out on that.
Are they expensive?
They're more expensive than regular tomatoes. It's worth it. You gotta look for the ones that say certified, grown on some volcanic something.
Some people like it spicy. You can add the spicy sausage.
That's what your mom used to do. That she would do mild, sweet, and spicy. It was really good. So whatever you have, you can do all mild, all sweet, all peppery, whatever. It's very versatile. Whatever color peppers you have. So good.
Very satisfying. All right.
All right.
I'll eat some more.
That's a good one. All right, you ready?
Excellent job.
Until the next treat. Bye.
Okay, what do you got? What's the secret?
All right, what do you mean the secret? Oh, the secret.
You're gonna be making
this secret?
You're gonna be making
This is a new recipe I'm trying. Let's see. Let's hope it turns out. I've never done it before. Oh my gosh.
What is it?
It's a chocolate sourdough bread. It's all popping out everywhere.
Chocolate sourdough.
Yeah, let's see. So I'm gonna flip it out of here. Looks big. I don't know, I've never done this before. It sounded really good though. Nice. I gotta give it a little cut. Whoops, we hit one. Alright. If this turns out, I'm totally gonna make this for everybody.
All right,
Isn't it beautiful though? Like, wow, okay.
We'll see how it turns out in the next video.